Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're well. Start of a new week. Let's take a look at see what's happening in the world of crypto. So this week on in the Tradfi sort of scene, we've got Canadian CPI, we got US retail sales CPI, so that happens tonight, 10:30 on Wednesday. We got New Zealand CPI, FOMC member Waller speaks. That might bring up something interesting. On Thursday, got unemployment change in Australia. What else? Unemployment claims in the US. That'll be economy related. So we want to, well, for a healthy economy, you don't want like people unemployed or anything, but if employment rates go up, then the Fed will be like, well, maybe interest rates are too high, right? So from a our bags go up perspective, we probably want that to go up, which is a sad thing because it's never good when people lose their jobs. Retail sales in Great Britain, and then retail sales in Canada. So there's a few red things we need to take care of, but nothing crazy like non-farm payrolls or an FOMC or an interest rate decision in the US. Um, but there is a couple of things for Australia and Great Britain, so be aware of that. The next FOMC meeting isn't for another 2 weeks, so we should be good there. As far as interest rate decisions in the US, the current rate is this. So it looks like um, interest rates will remain unchanged. There's a 90% probability that it will be this in 2 weeks' time in the next meeting. But the meeting after that, which is on the 18th or the 9th, there's an 87% chance that it'll fall uh, to 5 or 5.25. So interest rate cuts. Everyone's betting on that there'll be one cut in September. So good for our bags, very good. And then the one after that in November, you got a 60% chance that they'll cut again, and a 30% chance that it'll remain. So November's still a bit of a way off, but looking good for you know successive cuts until December. Right, the CoinShares reports out. This is volume 191 for the stuff of last week. Came out 17 hours ago. The fifth largest weekly inflows on record, 1.44 billion. So that's great news. Nice and healthy. You can check by the chart here. It's huge. Check out the bar chart here. So only this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one have been higher, which makes a big turnaround from the exits that we had. So that's a good sign. Let's see what they say. Further buying on price weakness with inflows of 1.44 billion, inflows to a record of 18 almost, far surpassing 2021 inflows of 10. Fifth largest weekly inflows on record. Short Bitcoin saw the largest weekly outflows since April. Anyway, Grayscale, the exits continue, which is not unusual. Huge inflows here. There's BlackRock, Fidelity leading the way as per usual. So that's good, that's healthy. Flows by asset, short Bitcoin is out. That's in, that's good. Ethereum, good. Multi assets, which is like all the other alts, that's okay. Solana's up, like everything positive. Good. That is good. Flows by country, everyone's in the black, very good. United States just dominating, completely dominating everybody. How's Australia looking? I think that's about on par. So all good there from the flows perspective. Here's the far side report, which breaks it down by day. That is yesterday's numbers. The BlackRock numbers not in, but another 183 come in, which is good. No exits from GPTC. Interesting. No exits yesterday or Friday of last week, and none so far today. Good. So the inflows continue. Had some big numbers lately, so that just confirms what the CoinShares guys were saying. So everything's healthy there. This is Bitcoin since the lows. We'll just turn off Genesis. So the black line again is where we are now. We're right in the middle. Look at that. We'll just zoom in here. So we're slightly above where we were the last two cycles. We're in the mixed, right on where we should be. Love to see it. Love to see it. We're on track. It'd be interesting to see. We're seeing the market correction now. Like I personally think that we're at the bottom, or we've had this little bottom part, so we should go up. It'd be interesting to see if we go up, faster than the last two halvings, or whether we sort of meander a bit. Like we'll go up here and then back down, and sort of go up at this kind of looks like a 30-degree angle, or do we go up a lot faster? Because we were going up faster here because of all the ETF inflows. Will those ETF inflows again push us up faster than these both of these previous halvings? So, all right, look into Bitcoin. This is the MVRVZ score. We're just here. Everything's cool. It's not triggering. You want to be, starting to go, "Ooh, should I sell?" when it's up here. Remember that. And if it's down here, you want to be buying more. And we're sort of in the middle. We're cool here. Everything's fine. On track. Price cycle much the same. It hasn't crossed yet, so it doesn't look like it's going to be crossing for a while. So that's good. Okay, short-term holder realized price. What is this used for? All right, so the measure reflects the cost basis of more recent market entrants who are more sensitive to price fluctuations and may demonstrate a different behavior than to the long-term holders, right? So like if you bought down here, in other words, you don't really care what the price does, you're still in profit. But if you bought recently at the highs and prices going down, you might get, a little bit of paper hand syndrome. Let's zoom in. So here's the realized price. So we are below realized price, but the black line is trending up, which is good. So short-term holders average cost is like here. So everyone was in profit here, well, most people anyway, and we've fallen below that. So people are getting antsy. It's coming back up now though. So that's a good thing. All right, let's look at ecosystem flows for the last month. I think it's been a month since I've done one of these videos. So the biggest exit from any ecosystem is Ethereum with 2.27 billion. That's Ethereum base layer. So you can see here from the chart that most of that is going to other Ethereum ecosystems. So Arbitrum's getting the most of that, then Starknet base, and then we've got Sui Optimism, Polygon, and Solana. Right, Solana, it looks like most people are going back to base or Arbitrum. So, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. It'll be mostly like the people that are in meme coin land in Solana. They're trying to go and buy memes over in base, so that's fine. Makes sense. Most of the flows from into Solana are coming from Ethereum base layer. Optimism, most of it's coming from base. So like nothing unusual here, but the bleed continues. Like so much money is leaving Ethereum base layer. Which makes sense because all these other layer twos are faster and cheaper. There is a centralization and security concern because a lot of these layer twos are just held together by a multi-sig. So if you're comfortable with that, I mean, if you're just going over there to flip memes, then whatever. But so here's fees by chain for the last 30 days. Ethereum 88 million. But Solana, like the cheapest chain around, is half that. $41 million worth of fees being generated on chain. Tron not far behind, like $1 million behind. That's impressive. There's a lot of activity happening on Solana these days. Bitcoin 38 million, and then it just drops off from there. Binance Smart Chain only barely making 9 and a bit. Right. So as far as Bitcoin is concerned, this is the weekly. Things have changed dramatically since the weekend. Like since that failed assassination attempt, it's been nothing but up. Um, with this makes more sense if I switch to the monthly. So you can see like the monthly now, like the month's not closed for another 2 weeks, but we've got this bullish dragonfly doji now. It's rejected the tops of these two. I mean, you could argue for like a pennant there. So if you drew that, you're looking at 100 100k, 105k for the breakout of the of the flagpole, which makes sense, right? Because that seems to be, well, that is like a logical round number, psychological resistance. Like if it makes it to 100k from here, like everybody's gonna lose it. It's gonna be bedlam. It's gonna be euphoria everywhere. So yeah, things are looking great. Huge bullish action here on the daily. The daily's closed from yesterday, so this is like an engulfing which has taken out all of this up to here. That is a massive move. So there is a trend change happening. I originally thought yesterday, because it looked like it was stopping around the 50 here, the 50 EMA here. I thought it was going to, put in like a head and shoulders sort of thing and then do that. But no, nope, we're not stopping. So that's all good for us. My feeling is that it's probably trying to catch up to the stock market because that has been going way up, and while crypto's been going down for the past few weeks. So it's a good turnaround. So the sentiment now is that Trump will win the election. Um, the newly appointed vice president is dead against Gary. He doesn't like Gary at all from the SEC. So if Trump wins, Gary Gensler will be gone. Red tape will be removed. Crypto will be able to get some clarity about what's a security and what's not, and what can you do legally and not. So everybody's happy again. So that is great. Keep holding. What do I think is going to happen now? So you could argue for a pullback to this area and then shoot off, or we just keep going. No idea. But this candle here is really bullish. So it's only, well, there's a couple of hours now before Europe wakes up. So we'll see what they think. But today so far we haven't really done much. It's literally just been sideways. So on the lower time frames, maybe maybe this. Who knows? I don't like looking at the lower time frames on Bitcoin. That's just me. Um, all in all, we're good. No need to panic. Everything's good there. Ethereum. Let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum. Let's remove all this stuff. So Ethereum looks much the same. The news is that the ETH ETF will get a, well, I mean, it's already been approved and the paperwork's being done, but it'll launch next week, according to the people on Twitter. So that is good news for the ETH bulls. So things are progressing there. It looks much the same as Bitcoin. Um, in terms of targets for ETH, I don't know that I really have any. We could, like the initial target for a breakout from this will be somewhere between 4.8 and 5.3, just between the 1618 and the 2. That lines up with previous all-time highs almost. So like the super pico top is bang on the 1618. So wouldn't surprise me if ETH came up, double top, pulled back, and then shot off. So that's a long way off yet. But East looking good. Sol reminds me completely of. Let's just zoom in for a second. Whether I drew that in properly. Yep. While we're here, Sol on the lower time frames is broken out, so probably something. See, it's already come back to this level here and trying to take off to retest the highs again, which is similar to what's happening on ETH. So that doesn't surprise me. But this reminds the current price action reminds me of this price action, even the shape of it and everything. You look at here like that. So there's that line there, up, back, down, take off, up, back, down, take off. There's the 50, there's the 50. This happened in July 2021. What month are we in right now? July again. So seasonality lines up. Um, things are looking really good. This is the others chart, which is everything except the top 10. So that includes like stable coins and Sol and ETH and whatever else is in the top 10 at the moment. Ripple, including that. So it's bounced off long-term EMAs. You know, it looks similar to the other major charts. So everything's fine here. If this breaks out, we're looking at again the 1618 here, which lines up with the tops. Again, you know, TA doesn't work, but TA works. It's not a coincidence. I don't believe that it is. So we're going to bounce back up to here at least. So that's going to add on. So that's 482 billion. We're currently at 240, so roughly double. Actually, exactly double. It's 240 and that's 480. So there you go. So the altcoin market cap that this tracks will double on average. At least it should do anyway, if everything else follows. Whether that means that your bag is going to do that, I don't know. It really depends on what you have. I think if you want to be looking at for things that are going to pump, I think Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol, and then you want to have some AI tokens, and then you want to have some memes. Uh, Here's CoinGecko. It's like whether you believe in memes or not shouldn't be the point. You should be looking at what's actually happening. Prices of memes are going up consistently. Anytime there's a rally or bullish sentiment, memes are outperforming. They also outperform on the downside too. That's what volatility is, right? If we look at, so this is the top 100. I've just sorted this by 24 hours. You got Pepe, Dog with Hat, Popcat, and Floki and Brett. They're the top performers in the top 100. You can't be any more clearer than that. There's Shib, there's Bonk. What else have we got? Near, Say, you got Arweave. Like, so go to this, go to sites like CoinGecko. If you don't like CoinGecko, use CoinMarketCap. I prefer CoinGecko, but have a look at what's trending, what's the largest gainers. Go to the top 100 and sort it by like the last 24 hours. If the entire market is going up, what is outperforming? And you'll be able to see just by looking at the tokens that are outperforming what sectors on average people are interested in. And it's always memes. There always seems to be memes this cycle and AI. So if you don't like trading leverage, you can just buy the memes of your favorite ecosystem, right? So if you're ETH bull, go buy, or a base bull, go buy Brett, right? Or if you're ETH bull, go buy, Floki or Shib. If you're Solana bull, and Pepe, sorry, and if you're Solana bull, you should be buying, Popcat, Dog with Hat, and Bonk. Like Really that simple. Something else to keep in mind is that the total market cap of memes is 54 billion. That's all memes that are tracked by CoinGecko. In the last run, when Doge was the hit thing, and Elon went on Saturday Night Live and talked about it, Doge on its own went to 88 or 89 billion just on its own. Right? And currently, if you look at the market cap, so Doge is 18, SHIB is 11, so that's like 29, 30 billion on its own. So roughly half the market cap of all memes is just these two, and the rest makes up the others. And there's hundreds of these things. So if Dodge can make it to 88 on its own and is currently along with SHIB half, that means these have lots and lots to run. The bearish case is that last cycle there isn't as many memes as there is now, which is completely true. If they all run together, my bet is that they probably won't get to the heights of Doge because there's only so much money, right? So you can't have, well, you could, but the chances that you'll have like Doge at 50, SHIB at 50, Pepe at 50, Dog with Hat at 50, like all these things having ridiculous valuations is less likely. Um, the chatter this cycle is that Doge will get flipped. That's the belief anyway. Whether that happens or not, I'm not know. But Doge definitely isn't running as hard as some of these other ones. So there is a chance that it'll get flipped. Like SHIB's only 11 and Pepe is 5 at the moment. So for Pepe to flip SHIB is easy, super easy. If it flips SHIB, it isn't that far off from Doge. So there's still definitely trading volume, but check out Pepe. Pepe gets traded at 2.1 billion dollars worth of 24-hour volume, which is double what Doge is getting right now. When Dog with Hat and Bonk were really pumping, that was similar. So I fully expect someone to come and challenge Doge this cycle. Interesting to see who it is. That's enough from me, I think. Hope you enjoyed that. Got something from it. Talk to you guys in the next one.